Hey, my name is Jamie and I love guitar amps, so I'm going to try out Universal Audio's Paradise Guitar Suite. Let's dig in. First of all, this is not a sponsored video. I'm not important enough to be paid or sponsored. But if you could like, subscribe and comment, and maybe the algorithm daddy will give me a wee break, and maybe one day I will be important enough to have a sponsored video. So I have always had a tough time with amp sims. The idea of it is amazing, you know what I mean? Like, buy a program, get all the great guitar amps, save myself thousands, but it never really works out for me. What I will say is it's getting better and I'm definitely learning a lot more about it, so I was interested to see what this was all about. I really like Universal Audio plugins. I use them in every single mix that I do. Yeah, they're great, and interestingly they're also emulating analog gear that I love, so I decided to see what this is all about. So why don't we have a wee look at the plugin and I'll show you some sounds and how I got some of the sounds for the demo. Alright, so this is the Paradise interface and it's pretty much split up into three sections. You've got your amp and cab section, which you access here in the middle. Then you've got your pedal board section here, and then you've got your studio style effects on the output, which comes after the amp. So let's have a look at what we've got here. It's defaulting to a Dumble style amp. We've got 4 different iterations. I've got a Strat here, so let's try something. So the first thing that I notice is that it's coming in super hot, despite the fact it's not coming in really hot on my interface. So I need to take this down a little bit, the input gain. Down a bit more, still hitting the red a wee bit. So there we go, we've got that's a nicer clean sound. Let's try the silver circuit. It's alright. Bit more jazzy, that one, I'd say. I quite like that one. Let's try the FET input. Nice, bit of brightness. That's lovely, actually. And let's try a different cab. Not so much into that one. Meh, not for me. Might be the original one. Okay, so let's have a look at the output effects. So we've got a compressor. Let's get that working a little bit harder. That's pretty nice. And I wanted to maybe take some of the mid-range out and just warm it up a bit. Cool. And then I just think there's a bit much of the effects, so I'm going to just reduce these both down. Now I kind of miss it. Excuse my playing there. Let's take the mids down here, bass up here. Yeah, not bad. Maybe we could add some more effects at the start. So we've got lots of different effects available for our pedal boards. We've got fuzzes, clones, rats, lots of different things, lots of choruses, everything you really need. But like what I kind of like about it is that there's not too much, so you don't get option paralysis. So let's maybe add a tube screamer to it and see what happens. So way too much. So let's take that down. I quite like it. And again, I just want to go back and adjust some of these effects. Some mids out. Let's try it without the brake cap. Yeah, that sounds pretty nice. So let's try another amp. So we'll go over our amp section. We have a bunch of amps available, some Fender style. We have a Dumble, obviously. We've got a Plexi style and a Vox style. So let's play with the Plexi. And we will try a 4x12 style for this. Let's see what we've got. Vintage 30s. Let's try it. So again, 3 different flavors. We've got the lead flavor, the bass flavor, and the brown. I think that's quite interesting, actually. Let's move over to here. And let's do the jump trick. We can do the jump trick. Quite like that. Again, I'm going to take down the reverb. Let's take the overdrive down a little bit, so we're just pushing the amp. Nice. Sounds pretty decent. So, I mean, that's just a quick view how you can get some sounds together. Let's have a look at how I got my sounds together for the video. So, first of all, I had a clean sound. It sounded a bit like this. So how I got that is, again, I used that Dumble circuit, stayed on the normal, bit of EQ. On the input, I had a little bit of the Memory Man style delay, quite a bit of reverb there. And on the output, I had an EQ where I boosted the highs and had a bit of compression, so it sounds quite nice. Moving on, we've got another clean guitar part. So for this, I used a Vox style, and again, there's various different sort of modes that it can work in. I did not like that one, and I didn't need the trem. Effects-wise, again, I've stuck very much to this Memory Man and Spring Reverb thing. And again, I've taken some mids out there and added a little bit of compression. And again, this 1176 compression is like very studio-esque, so it's quite nice. And then I also have this little lead part in the intro. So for this, I have the plexi. So the lion going into a 4x12 style. And what I've done here is the good old fashioned trick. I have dimed this. Everything is up full. Okay. And we've also got a little bit of the boost here as well. And again, bit of Memory Man. And then I had to take quite a lot of low mids out here to kind of clear it up. So let's have a listen. So yeah, that really helped to kind of to clean it up and make it a bit more easier here, basically. Right, so let's move on to the next part where I have the sort of bigger riffs. So let's look at what I did here. So on one side, again, the plexi, and I've got it on the bass mode, no boost, but I do have a tube screamer at the beginning, and again, just a tiny little bit of mids out there. It sounds quite good. Let's listen to it on its own. Again, I really like that kind of bass mode. Just seem to have the most presence for my taste anyway. Moving on to the other side, it's a very similar sort of thing that we've got going on here. But the thing that I did differently throughout this section of the song is use my own IRs. So you can see that the cab is set to direct, and that is feeding into the Get Good Drumzilla plugin, which I've actually used my own IR, which is a Bogner 4x12 that I've had for years and years. I think I preferred it, if I'm honest. Okay, layers track. So what did I do here? Again, lion, boosted, not dimed this time, so I've done a bit of shaping. My own IR, and I think I used another Bogner. No, I used a Marshall this time, again from my own collection. Similar thing, I ended up taking a lot of low mids. Just to try and reduce the mud, but the thing I did differently here is added a tape echo at the end, which I thought sounded really, really nice. And then finally we have a guitar solo. So for this, again, I loved this bass line. I think it sounded great, actually. On my pedal board, I had a delay and a nobles. What's really cool is you can turn all of the effects off at once with like this little button here. So that really did help. And then no compression on this one, but definitely a lot of low mids out. And again, I was just trying to get a bit of definition. I kind of like how you can hear the DI track delaying. It doesn't actually do that in the mix, which is great, but yeah, I think it's kind of quirky. So yeah, there you go. There's how you can build a sound, and there's how I built some of the sounds myself. So what did I think? Well, I quite liked it, if I'm honest with you. Is it going to replace my guitar amps? Nah, maybe not, but do you know what? I've actually already used this plugin in a project already. I did think it sounded good, but one of the things I will say is that I preferred using my own IRs. There was something about them that sat better in the mix than the IRs that came with it. And I don't know, I just felt it was a bit limiting, not being able to like adjust the microphones and all that kind of stuff. But I was impressed, and I definitely will use it. I thought the effects sounded good. So I hope you liked it, and again, like, subscribe, smash shit to do the thing, make Algorithm Daddy love me, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.